President Joe Biden as a Delaware senator 17 years ago. He helped create the Violence Against Women Act, and he is now joined by women whose lives were impacted by shocking abuse, and they're on a mission to stop the alarming rise in teen girls who are in violent relationships. Please welcome Johanna Orzoco and Burke.
Your story is just so heartbreaking. Your daughter Lindsay was just 23 years old when she was murdered by her ex-boyfriend. This was 6 years ago. He's now serving a life sentence in prison without the possibility of parole. But since her death, you've tried to find something positive about it, and you've pushed for teen violence education nationwide. Tell us what you've tried to do, Anne.
I have. Being a health teacher for many years really guided my thinking on that. It was difficult for me to go back into class and teach my students about heart disease and obesity, about many of the other things, teen pregnancy, STDs, when I knew the statistics showed that they were more likely to become a victim of teen violence. And I just felt that that didn't make sense to me, especially when HIV was mandated, that we teach about it, why not dating violence. And so we passed the Lindsay and Burke Act in Rhode Island, which does, in 2007. That requires education, grades 7 through 12, through the health curriculum, requires that all teachers at the secondary level are trained, and dating violence policies in school. And in fact, the Tina Croucher Act is based on Lindsay's Act. We've teamed up with Liz Claiborne when my husband and I co-founded the Love Is Not Abuse Coalition, which is a grassroots effort that works with the National Foundation of Women Legislators, the National Association of Attorneys General, and we push for these laws in all states.
And you have, I just want to say that the Vice President is with us because we know about the two of you from the Vice President, talks the talk and walks the walk.
I want to ask,
exactly.
I want to ask Anne this because you mentioned that you were a teacher for health. You taught health for 8th graders, but yet you say that you miss the signs of abuse in your daughter's life, which I think there's a lot of people in the audience who we don't know what's going on with the young kids today. What are some of the signs?
Yeah.
Of abuse in a young woman's life? Because she doesn't just come and say, auntie or mom, somebody's hitting me.
Absolutely, and I didn't know either, even though I was a health teacher. I was at a loss because I'd never been educated about it, and I'd be willing to bet that most parents are uneducated about it. So I would say to parents, number one, please educate yourselves. There are many warning signs, but one of the most obvious is when the partner texts or calls numerous times a day and the victim has to answer the phone. There's a lot of controlling behavior, a lot of extreme jealousy, even jealousy of the time spent with friends and family. And
it's not puppy love.
Did you see any of that? Did you see any of that?
I saw a little bit of it. I saw the numerous phone calls and strange behavior. There's a strange psychological bond that starts to form.
Joanna's nodding. You
yes.
had this happen to you.
Oh, yes. Yes, not only that, you know, the controlling, telling you what to wear. You know, your time is always with him and him only.
Johanna, what do you say to young girls? Because I know a lot of young girls say, oh, he just loves me. It's not controlling. He doesn't want me to be with anybody else. He cares. What do you say to girls when they say that about their boyfriends? Because they think it's cute.
I personally say, well, I was in that position. I thought it was cute. But in reality, it isn't. Because it just turns out that you feel miserable. You are trapped, and you don't want to be in that.
You know, if you go to the police, they'll say, well, we can't, you know, he hasn't done anything. So you are hoping that these acts of education in school will make the difference before the violence attacks? Is that it?
Absolutely. I know they work. I've heard from many of my former students and other health teachers in Rhode Island of incidents where it's helped. I've heard from school administrators who say the education helps them to deal with it.
Yeah.
We need to have it in all laws.